Are social animals. They can't live alone. But you can live pretty well by yourself. I tell you, instead of feeling alone in a group, it's better to have real solitude all by yourself.
Well. How are we doing? We're back. We're back, James.
Yes, sir, we are.
Yes, we are, baby. Thank you guys for coming in for another healing session. It is me, your boy, the Reverend Dwayne Murphy Jr. Before I get started, always I introduce the man to my left. All right, my voice of reason, the man here to reel me in when I go crazy. Mr. James Webb, what's going on, brother?
Not too much, man. It's been a week.
It has been a week.
It's been a week, dude.
And you know what this week is?
What
you
is
know
it?
what we're gonna say? Start this week.
I think I have an idea.
You already know, baby. New York Giants. Woo! We did it again. Yes.
I'm very happy for you.
Thank you, man. Y'all keep hating on us. People don't believe, man. They be disrespecting. They be disrespecting us on TV. They be disrespecting us, you know what I mean, on ESPN and stuff like that. But you can't deny us anymore, okay? We have all of the cards right now, all right? We got to win this division, baby. We are going to be there. All right, that's enough for me.
Are you still number one?
I'm still number one in the
Giants
division
number
right now.
one?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Uh-huh. What's up? What's up? Listen, Chicago, I'm here for you, okay? Whenever you need me to console you, if you need me to, you know, kind of have your back,
Oh,
whatever
my
you
God.
need from me,
Okay.
man. I'm just saying,
Relax.
whatever y'all want to talk about, bro, I am here to talk to you, all right? But in the meantime, I'm going to revel in this victory, baby, all right?
You've earned it. You've
Yeah,
done
we
so
beat,
much.
we beat the Seahawks this time, bro. You know what I mean? That's a good team to beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the Bengals.
No.
It's not anybody else in our division. It's Russell Wilson, all right? Try to let him cook. We let him cook, man. Burnt up all that food. Yes, you did. Burnt it all up, all right? So, anyway, I am really harping on this subject here, but that's not why we're here today, man. I'm actually excited for this particular episode, man. I have a very, very, very special guest. I was talking earlier today. Some of you might have seen my post on Facebook where, I was talking about the holidays, man, and how, it's time for families to come together and, try to, connect and stuff. It's tough to do it this year. COVID, we all know that, and everything going on and stuff like that. But we do our best to connect to the people that we love and everything. And this person that I'm going to have on right now, not only is a great artist, man, a person that I'm a huge fan of. He is my blood relative, all right? Yes, that's right, guys. Y'all about to learn some secrets about your boy today. So we're going to really dive into it. I'm not going to waste any more time and let him introduce himself, man. Why don't you tell everybody who you are, please?
Hello. My name is Jamin Williams. I usually go by Jay. As he said, that he's my brother.
Yeah, this is the first time I've had family on here, man. Exactly, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that you could be the first.
Honestly, it's a really big honor. I really do appreciate it. I've checked in a couple of clips and I've seen some things, and I really support, really respect, really love what you're doing, man. It's really solid.
Oh, stop it. I'll cut it out. Sorry, man. It's too many nice things. That's not where we come from. No, I'm just playing. Nah, I appreciate that, though. I do, man. Try to just, make some, shed some light on some people, man. Share some positivity, I guess. You know what I mean? That's my goal.
I mean, that's something I try to live by too, man. Just try to do right in the world. I'm pretty big on ethics, and I always try to do whatever the right thing is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. You do the dishes?
I just got finished.
You doing dishes now?
Yeah, being a real adult is difficult.
Yeah, man. Talk to me about adulting, man. Where you living now? Stuff. Obviously, I know, but let the people at home know where you live and talk to me about yourself. You know what I mean? Before we get into, family stuff, man.
Yeah. So, I live in Baltimore, Maryland. Just recently got my own place a couple months ago. Actually, right at the kind of beginning of fall, end of summer. It's a nice place. It's a little studio, 1 bedroom. I'm in what I've created to be my office space. It's where my piano is right now. Also kind of like where my computer is and all that set up. and then the bathroom right next to me.
Man, you got yourself set up by the bathroom, bro. That's okay.
Look, bro. I mean, I took what I got.
That's what we do, baby. You know what I mean? You got to work with what you got.
Exactly. But no, I mean, for a really long time, I was, kind of bouncing around, living with some family, living with some friends, and really trying to, get to a point where I was, on my own. And now that I'm here, it's hard. It's had its ups, it's had its downs, but I really do enjoy it. I really have tried to take this in stride as much as I can, and it really has given me the freedom to work on some stuff. Like I said, I've been working on my music. I've been doing some writing. I write a little bit, and just working all the time,
Yeah, working all the time. Why do you sound like an old ass man, dude?
Do you see my hairline?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, can we talk about it? I didn't want to say it. All right, I've been meaning to bring it up. I
already know that I look like George Jefferson.
You got that Jefferson look, man.
I'm fine. I got it.
Got the Jefferson look with the Sanford and Son mutton chops on the side, bro. You know what I mean? You got the whole thing on.
I forget. It was a couple of friends of mine who made fun of me for it. I used to have an old Facebook profile where it was me wearing a nice suit in black and white. And my friends were like, yo, dog, you look just like homie from Sanford and Son.
Yeah, like, Lamont. You look like Lamont.
Yeah. You know what? It's fine. I take it in stride, honestly. Once it's gone, it's gone. So I just try to maintain it as best I can. So really, what I'm trying to do is get twists.
Okay.
Actually, I found somebody that I could talk to kind of twist up my hair, make it look a little better. So.
Are you trying to do you trying to go with like with the what's hot in the streets, the Wakanda look, like your boy right here, trying to get that?
I mean, kind of more so like early 2000s John Legend when he put out his first album.
Oh my God! You trying to? Jesus Christ! You really trying to sing some songs to people, right?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Those were the coolest thing. I remember looking at that album and I was like, I want hair like that. But then, mommy kept making us get haircuts. So
yeah, man. You know what? Our mother, she did not. We love her to death. Don't get me wrong, all right. But she was making us get haircuts all the time, dude. Like this is why a big reason why I grow my hair out now is because she wouldn't let us when we were kids. My mom it would get to a certain length and she'd be like, get rid of it. It's gotta go every time.
She still says that now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she does. She pretends like she likes our hair, but she really has an issue with it. I don't know what it is. She just didn't like seeing us look raggedy. That was what she called us ragamuffins. That was her nickname for us.
I just every time we're on the phone, did you get your hair cut?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna shave? You gonna get rid of that? And I'm like, at some point.
At some point, yeah. Also, no. All right, we video chatting. She tried to do that at Thanksgiving, man. You gonna get a haircut? Obviously not. We already got the hair.
Yeah. I mean, I probably will shave this off though. This is starting to get a little wolfmanish. But other than that, I'm not getting rid of the dragon beard. That's what I call it.
You little. Wait, hold on. You got your little beard. Hold on a second. I am having issues with my headphones. Hold on, brother. Can I switch these headphones out, James? I just it's like they're not really getting any sound. Thank you, people at home. You're listening to this, all right? We're doing well. Let me try these out. Try these puppies. Can you dig it? All right, I'm back, baby.
Better? All right,
cool. Oh, yes. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Anyway, I can hear you much better, dude. So you were talking about your weird facial hair right before I had to switch headphones.
Anyway.
Yes. This is how we do business, guys. All right, exactly. A lot of people are gonna watch this, man. And let's be honest, okay? Look, I'm an older brother. I think you knew this, James. I'm the oldest, and there's the dynamic of older siblings is always. Do you have older siblings, James?
I am the eldest as well.
You're the eldest, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, let's be honest, dude. You're kind of a bully. All right, it is just
Yeah. It's not something I'm proud of.
No, it's not something I'm proud of. We don't mean to do this.
No,
all right?
we don't. Yeah.
It's just the way things sort of pan out, man.
Goes.
I'm sorry, man. I terrorized this young man for a long time. I did.
But you both turned out all right.
I mean, you're the reason why I can't sleep.
What? Hold on a second.
No.
Okay, whoa, hold on. Before I lose this podcast, all right, please, you're going to have to elaborate
so I
on that.
remember growing up all the time, you used to jump scare me, right? So now, right, like, I just have a really hard time sleeping because I turn off the lights and I'm sitting in there. You know, I'm on my LL Cool J. I sit alone in my room and I stare at the wall. And I'm like, yo, what? Why am I terrified? He's not even here.
He could be, but I could be. You know what I'm saying? I did that a lot. Well, a big reason was I wanted you to stop sleeping in my room, so I would try to scare you out of it. That would be my that was my logic behind it.
Why did it transcend into the public?
Well, I mean, that's just we lived in a prank family, man. Remember that time Mommy pretended she was dead when we got home, so that way she could test and see if we would actually be sad about it.
Yeah.
So, this is where we came from, guys. All right.
If we're talking about pranks, I told you this before. My favorite one will forever and always be when we were trying to get that mouse and it was stuck on the trap, and you thought that I had taken it downstairs, and then I knocked on the door because you were hiding in the bathroom.
Yes.
You opened the door, and I was holding it right there. In front of your face.
Oh my God. Okay, this moment, yeah. Because I hate mice. All right, look, I'm not ashamed to say it. I hate them. All right, I was the scaredest person of these mice, like 100%. Dude, my brother, he had no problem doing it. He'd be like, "Yeah, I'll mess with it." We used to sometimes we tried to do some weird experiments with these mice on the traps, man. We tried to spray it with, what did we try to do to kill it? We tried to spray it with.
Correction, you did weird experiments. I was just watching. I was
Wait, what?
Bystander.
We gotta go into this a little bit.
Yeah, so
weird experiment.
It's New York City, so you it's a lot of mice. It's a lot.
I remember. I don't know. There were a couple of different things we did, right? Like the main thing we did was, catch the mouse on the trap, put it in a plastic bag, take it outside.
Mm-hmm.
That was the way to get rid of him.
Yeah.
But there were often times where the mouse was still alive, and so this guy was over here trying to spray it with like cleaner or like fabric softener or something like that to kill it, that way it wouldn't.
I didn't like the moving though. Like you saw the trap, it'd be on the trap. You know what I mean? His body be doing a little shaky thing right there, man. I was like, nah, I can't. Remember when the mouse had actually pulled one leg off, and
I do remember that.
Oh my God, I couldn't do it, dude. I was just like, it was the worst, man. Like I could not handle those mice if they were moving. One time I thought I could freeze it if I played, those computer desk cleaners. You could hold it upside down and then the cold air would come out.
Right, yeah.
So I thought I could like freeze dry the mic like in carbonite. Like it was
the little Boba Fett action.
Yeah, I tried to WD-40 the mouse. All it did was dry up the paint, the sticky shit, and the mouse jumped off and ran. So that would defeat the purpose right there.
Oh my God.
Oh, good times. New York was. I'm sad that I don't remember or I guess don't remember, but like I didn't have the same experiences that you and Mommy had in New York. You guys actually got to live there and do all that stuff. That I was only there for 5 years. So
yeah. Well, we were all there for the same amount of time. Because I remember because I know a lot of people know, some people know, some people don't know. We did live in Nebraska for some time because of my parents were in the military, that type of stuff. And then when we had moved back to New York, it was we were with our grandparents. Remember, we lived with grandma and grandpa. Basically, so our mom could go clubbing, all right, because she didn't get to have her 20s. So those first couple of years of her 30s was her going to the club and us watching movies with our grandma and grandpa.
You want to talk about pranks? I remember the two dumbest things I think I did in our first house when we were still living with grandma and grandpa. The first one, so to the viewers at home, I used to have a weird fascination with melting things.
Yeah. We both did. We were on pyros for sure.
I was in there too.
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember there were two things that I melted that I took great joy in up until the point where they were found and I got in oodles and doodles amount of trouble. The first was a blue plastic cup that I had just put on a light bulb and just left it on all day. And then, Mommy came home and she saw that and was not happy.
Yeah.
The second thing was a fly swatter. And I'll never forget, I melted the fly swatter. I held it up against the light bulb, melted it. Mommy saw it, got in trouble. She was like, don't do it again. Yeah. And then about like a week and a half later, did it again. She then proceeded to beat me with the fly swatter that I built a hole in.
Yes, it was, man, it's all about what you got handy. You know what I'm saying?
Second thing, and I don't know if you remember this because this is so long ago. Yeah. It was like I was like 5 or 6. I remember Grandpa really liked salt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there was one time where I played a prank where, you unscrew the salt cap, leave it on just enough.
Oh, Jesus.
And so we were asleep, but Grandma and Grandpa were out for like a church function or something like that or whatever. So he gets home and he uses the salt and it just goes all over his food. I remember getting yanked out of the bed.
Yeah. Yeah, our grandfather did not play about his salt, which to be honest, though, I know all that salt fell on his food, but it was probably still less salt than he actually put on his food, because he used to salt it up, bro. Like, it would that's all you would taste whenever he like ate stuff. You'd have thought he had COVID back in like 2003, bro. Like, he couldn't taste nothing, dude. It was crazy. But one time he made a salad at a family function, and like I made a salad, and he poured salt all over mine, thinking it was his, and then when I ate it, you know what I mean? It was all salty. And then he got mad at me because I was like, this is way too salty. I don't want to eat this. And he's like, no, now you're going to eat it because you're not going to insult my taste buds with you eating this salad and stuff. Our grandfather was like that. That's what he would do, man. He salted up everything, dude. Couldn't tell him nothing.
Now, what I always wondered, and I realized that this wasn't just our grandparents because there's a lot of black families that do this. Why do people put rice in the salt?
Put rice in the salt?
Yeah, haven't you ever noticed that? Like, Grandma and Grandpa had rice and then salt and then rice mixed in with the salt. And I was like, why do we do this?
You know, they did a lot of stuff. You know, they were, Great Depression. That's when they grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they also saved everything. All right. Like, so it was just like, I don't know. They had a lot of weird quirks and stuff. Why did they eat prunes every day? You know what I mean? At 6 o'clock, without fail, 6 o'clock, prune time. All right. 6 o'clock, 6:30, prune time.
They tried to initiate us into the prune. Well, I hate prunes. I hate prune juice. It's disgusting.
Oh yeah, they would everything my grandmother would do. She'd be like, grandma, she'd be like, here, try this out, and like, even if you had it before, you'd be like, I don't want it. She's like, you don't even know what it tastes like. You'd be like, Grandma, that's an apple. I don't want it. She's like, well, how do you know until you try it? I'm like, I've had apples before, Grandma. I don't want apples. She's like, no, you just don't want it because I'm giving it to you. And I'm like, I guess I got to eat this apple now. Like, that's just, it's just how it works. Yeah.
Was I the only one in the family that liked bananas? I know Mommy doesn't like bananas.
No, I like bananas too. No, Mommy was the only one that didn't like banana. Everybody else was just eating them. Like, we eating them around her and stuff. Just like, I don't know what your problem is. These bananas, but she wanted nothing banana related in the house. She probably don't even like that I got this shirt on, to be honest. It's because it's banana colored. She gonna say something when she watches this episode, because she will watch.
I had to rock purple because that's her favorite color. So.
Yeah, you see how we operate right here.
Man.
Exactly, man. I had to wear yellow just because I knew it would agitate her.
You're good boys.
Yeah.
I would have worn red, but I don't have any red shirts like this. I wanted to look, semi-decent.
Yeah, I mean, look, you look like an R&B singer. You know what I mean? You look like
it's crazy.
You look like The Weeknd before he made any money, and it's good. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's wild is I almost broke out the vest. So.
Oh, nah, keep that vest off. Don't break out the vest. Come on now, don't get formal. It's still me, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole point. Like, the whole point of me having you on and like wanting to talk to you and stuff was the idea of, where this show is. What I try to do for this show is I try to create a space where, I get comfortable and I can, share and open up about, myself and where I'm coming at, and the people I have on, I want them to do the same thing. And that's why I thought the next few weeks, the guests that I would have on would be people close to me, family and stuff, because, it's that time of year, man. Like, it's, like I said at the very start of this episode, man, like, people want to connect with their families, man. And we've been deprived of that for a long time. At least a lot of people have, especially with, travel restrictions and things of that nature. So it's like, it's really good to have people that people that you can just be comfortable being yourself with, because I'm always feeling like I'm, Dwayne the comedian, you know what I'm saying, or I'm the Reverend, or I'm Danny Lime, or you know what I mean, or I'm just trying to, just make people comfortable around me. I like to talk to people that have known me, from nothing, you know what I'm saying, that,
I feel that. I'll ask you what, I've been asking a bunch of people, and, what some people have been asking me, like, do you feel, do you feel the Christmas spirit, or 'tis the season, or the holiday spirit, or whatever?
Well, we talked a little bit about this last week, I believe, where it was like, I think it's been more so this year. I felt it a little more this year I think it's because of the work that I do. I've been working, where I cut and trim Christmas trees, and I'm giving them to people this year and stuff. And it's like, I think people just want a good memory this year. So I'm feeling more like, embracing the holiday, because most years, man, it's I was working or I had shows, I couldn't come visit, couldn't see family and things like that. It's just hard to get into the Christmas spirit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It was for me, at least. You know what I mean? How about you?
No, I feel that. It's been really weird these past couple of years. For me, I haven't necessarily felt the joy of the holidays. I know I was working last year, and I was supposed to do some stuff with my family that ended up falling through for various reasons.
Yeah.
And then the year before that, I wasn't really. I don't know. It's been kind of tough this year. I'm really trying to stay positive, trying to stay upbeat.
Yeah.
Just kind of trying to keep it moving.
Yeah, that's all you can do, man. Because we all been stressed, man. It's been 9 months of stress for everybody, dude. You know what I mean? It's like you couldn't leave the house for the first 3, and then when you finally did leave the house, you know what I mean? Everybody looks, everybody's got a mask on. It's awkward and stuff like that. Has Baltimore been awkward? You know what I mean? Since with COVID and everything, what's the ratio of people that wear masks and Trump supporters? What's the ratio there? What's that? What's the breakdown?
Well, I mean, in terms of Trump supporters, I can't say I know very many, if any at all. There's like 1 or 2 people that I know that I'm still friends with on Facebook.
Right.
For some reason, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it's hard to justify those friends.
Yeah, right. But in terms of like my social circle, everybody wears their masks. Everybody, was at least in support of getting rid of Trump. So yeah, protocol here has been pretty. I won't say lax, but I mean, it's been about as stable as other metropolitan areas. It's not Florida, it's not California. We're not like breaking out every day, people dying left and right.
Yeah. But those states don't even care though. Have you noticed that? Like neither one, dude. Like, they do. I got friends in California, and I'm looking at their Instagrams. They're just like, "Ooh, look at us! We're making out," and I'm just like, "Stop! Back up!" You know what I mean? Like it don't. But people don't care, man.
Governor Hogan has been so. I will say, at least from what I've been reading, he's been really on the ball with trying to make sure that people get the things that they need, the care that they have, and making sure that businesses can run, even if it's at a limited capacity. Yeah, it's been pretty cool here. I will say something that I thought was rather ironic was. So when all of this started like I don't know when you had to shut down in Chicago officially, but we officially had to shut down on March 15th, right? Yeah. And the reason I remember that day specifically is because I was in Virginia for Mommy's 50th. She had her party, and I came back. And the day that I came back, I went to the movies because I was working at the movie theater. I'm not anymore, but I was. And I went to go see The Hunt, which fantastic film if you haven't seen it. Political satirical action thriller comedy, hilarious. I actually think you would really like it.
The Hunt, baby. Yeah, we do show recommendations here too. So yeah, The Hunt. If y'all want to check it out, The Hunt. Who stars in that?
God. So Hilary Swank plays the main bad guy.
Okay. All right. The next Karate Kid. Okay. Here we go.
But no. And like I don't want to say that they're no names. It's just it's not people that I recognize. Right. They actually have pretty prolific careers. Okay. But yeah, definitely check out The Hunt. Great film. But yeah, I remember I saw that, and then I got home. I was living with my friend Tina at the time, and she was like, "So, how is everything gonna work now that everything's shut down?" And I was like, "What do you mean everything's shut down?" And she was like, "Governor Hogan just shut everything down." I was like, "No, he didn't. I was just at the movie theater." Whips out phone, clicks. Everything is shut down. I was like, "Oh, yeah, all right."
Yeah, it was bad, man. We were for us it was the 13th because on the 12th, on that Saturday, which I believe Mommy's birthday was on a Saturday this year, because it was supposed to be the St. Patrick's Day parade, and I was working, you know what I mean, and it was fine. The next day I had off, and that's when the governor was shutting down restaurants and bars and things like that. And I was like, well, man, I have I have a locker at work. I had all this stuff, so I had to go back into my job and like literally get any money they had for me, anything like that. So I had to take it that day. And I remember my boss just being like, don't worry about it. You could probably just leave it here until we open up again and stuff. I was like, nah, I feel like I should take it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Especially my money and that type of stuff. And then thank God I did, because that place never reopened, man. Never, not once, man. It's funny. My friend Noah, you remember my friend Noah, he passed and everything. He was working the last shift of Dick's, and you know what I mean? And now they're both gone. That's kind of sad. You know what I mean? It was very serendipitous for that to go down the way it did, dude. But I found out on that Sunday, you know, and I remember I was sitting with another friend of mine. We were talking because we were like trying to plan out the other show I used to be on, and I for me, I honestly, I almost had like a little nervous breakdown, man. Like, not in just a sense where it was just like everything that I did was tied into the restaurant industry, you know what I'm saying? Like, whether it was bartending and waiting tables and comedy too, you know what I mean? Like, clubs are restaurants, clubs are places that serve food and drink indoors, you know what I mean? And they have to close as well. So it was just like, you know what I mean? I felt like a real piece of my identity was taken from me, like, you know what I mean? It was just like in like an instant, you know what I'm saying? All that hard work, all that stuff that I had done, all the times when I had, you know, I started just thinking about, like, you know, all the times when, like, I had, like, turned down family engagements, or, like, you know what I mean, the arguments that I had, obviously, with Mama, with our family and stuff, about why I couldn't come home and be around them, you know what I mean, because I'm out here pursuing this thing, and it's just all gone now, you know what I mean? And it was just like, dang, you know what I mean? It was a big inspiration for why I'm doing this, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just like a lot of people had that type of moment, you know what I'm saying? You know, did you deal with, especially with, like, dealing with the quarantine, the battle and stuff like that? And you talk about, like, were you having struggles and too? Because we're very similar in how we, like, process information. So I know that that you were probably battling with a lot of mental health and all that stuff.
Yeah. So
okay, stop all this smooth shit, bro. I'm getting tired of all this smooth shit. Yeah. You already know. Nah, you don't got John Legend's hair yet, all right? Okay, until that happens.
Bruh, let me have my dialect and vernacular.
Oh, Jesus Christ. See what I'm dealing with? You wonder why I jump scared this throughout our lives, man. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, so, like, to answer your question, yeah, I mean, I was definitely dealing with it. In the beginning, it didn't really feel that bad. It was one of those things where it was surreal, right? So it was like, this is happening. All right, that's weird, but okay. And, you know, we're just kind of living. And like I said, I was living with my friend Tina at the time, her and her family, I should say. And so they were like, well, hey, man, you know, there's like a few places that haven't closed. You should look at getting a job because we don't want to throw you out, but we also need you to pull your weight. And I was like, okay, well, that's fair. And so, you know, I was working on Amazon for a little bit. And like COVID era depression didn't really settle in until like end of summer, early fall. Because it had gotten to the point where I was just doing the same thing and wasn't seeing anybody. Right. So wake up at, 5 o'clock, be to work at 6, come home at 6, go to bed, do it all over again. Right. And it was just so monotonous and it was so boring. I mean, in that time, I was working on some music and I was, trying to get myself motivated. But I lost motivation to do that. I was working out. I lost motivation to do that. There's a bunch of stuff that all just kind of came at one time. And then on top of that, and I posted about this a while ago back when it was all happening, but then you had all of the protests and the riots and stuff. You had, all that stuff go down. And that was also just really emotionally exhausting. So it's like, I can't walk outside or go for a run without somebody looking at the color of my skin and wanting to kill me. I can't go to work and feel comfortable because it feels like a dead-end job. I can't make music because I'm not really motivated or inspired by anything that I'm seeing that that really just fits the style of music that I make. So really, what can I do?
Yeah.
And you know, it got really, really bad. It got really, really bad. I'm a lot better now. I'm still working on stuff. I've been kind of getting back into my writing with some short stories and some music again. I've always got ideas and projects that I'm working on. And you know, I do have a new job now. I don't work on Amazon anymore. And I'm really just trying to find stuff that is beneficial and sustaining, as well as motivating.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna start working out again. And
kind of workouts you doing, bro? Let me see. What you got going on there? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like push-ups? You doing some little push-ups, some jumping jacks? Doing a little P90X? What's up?
First and foremost, and I know. So it's interesting, right? Because we come from the same cloth, but on two different directions. Where you've always been more into like TV and entertainment in that kind of sense, you know, like anime and movies and shows like that. I've always been more so into the gaming side, right? And so I have a Switch, and there's a game on the Switch called Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, okay.
Yo, people do that, but then when you actually see that it produces results, it's really good. Like,
oh yeah, you are taking your shirt off like, oh baby, this is my Switch body. You know what I'm saying? This is my Nintendo Switch abs right here. Like, what kind of workouts are you getting out of the Switch?
I mean, everything, right? Push-ups, sit-ups, squats, crunches, yoga, like doing it all. Right, all built into a game that I get to have fun with at the same time. Like, it's just a lot of fun. And then for a while I was and there's also like running and jogging. There's a little music game that's instrumented into that as well, where you use the thing to kind of like use for like crunches and things like that. Okay. It literally has any sort of workout you could think of is kind of programmed into the game. The basic way that it works is you run along a path, and then you stop and fight monsters RPG style with different exercises. And then, you know, you go through the different worlds, you fight the bosses, and then, you know, you beat the game. But I mean, even after you beat the game, you can still go back and do the exercises and keep it up. And so, you know, it's really been motivating for me, at least, because, you know, since I'm in this new area, I haven't really explored a whole bunch, and I don't want to really kind of run in the area that I'm in because I'm not familiar with it. So I at least get to jog for, you know, 30 minutes to an hour while doing other various workouts. And it really does burn, you know, it works you out, builds, you know, muscle and makes you burn sweat, things like that. Really all I got to do is just start eating a little bit better. And, you know, when I get a bit more established and you know, save up some money and, you know, kind of dip off that, you know, I can actually, you know, manage my budget for the food that I eat.
Yeah, man, diets are expensive, man. I had my friend, he switched and did keto at the start of this. You know what I mean? Dude, it is way more. You think I'm like, I thought you was eating less, but no, he is eating less, but that's because everything is like 3 times as much. Like price wise. Like diets are not easy, man. I'm telling you, not easy on your pocket.
I will say, something that I thought and found kind of inspirational was, you've seen Dark Knight Rises, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Tom Hardy, I mean, outside of like working out a bunch for that, all he did was eat like fast food and junk and pizza and other stuff like that, which is why he's like really solid, but also kind of fleshy. So I was like, well, not to say that I'm going to do what Tom Hardy did, but if you can build mass that way and still be, you know, muscular, then that's, you know, that to me is motivating to say that I can still maybe not like I got to eat better, but I can still eat kind of similar to what I'm eating and still work out and still build the way that I want to build.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, man. What do you think is your ultimate goal with your body and everything? Because I mean, do you see yourself being a very like, you know, trying to get swole? Are you trying to get big enough to like actually beat me up when we at Christmas? So like, what do I got to be looking out for, bro? Oh, see, there it is. He said I can beat you up now.
I'm not necessarily trying to get, you know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Brock Lesnar big, but I don't know. It was a joke that I made a while ago, right? Where you know, I'm trying to get on my Dave Chappelle, right? Okay. Dave Chappelle, he's a little stocky, right? Yeah. Obviously, I'll be thinner than that because my shoulders aren't as broad. Yeah. But I really am trying to like go from being Twiggy McTwigger, but to like actually having some sort of weight, you know.
A lot of that comes with like the, you know, your regimen too, as far as like your daily schedule and that type of thing. Because he even talked about how a big reason when people were asking him, how'd you put on this weight? Like, what was your workout regimen? He wasn't doing those like, you know, 20 out of 24-hour days that he was pulling when he was working on his show and always traveling and stuff. You know, doing that type of stuff. Like I know there was a point where I even had people close to me who were like, you know, looking at me like, man, you were looking like really skinny, dude, because it was just like, you know, the everyday running up and down, you know, trying to either do a mic or do a show or do this, you know what I mean, the constant, you know, motion, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you don't necessarily think about taking care of your body. You're just like, oh, I'm just gonna eat something real quick, you know what I mean? Grab this pizza real quick, grab this fast food, let me get this thing, get this little Uber Eats or whatever, you know what I mean? So a lot of that does come with like, you know, sort of building yourself a routine, you know, lowering, I mean, just like, you know, lessening the load that you put on yourself, you know,
right.
of things that you need to get done and that type of stuff, man. So I think if you do all that, man, you're well on your way. If you ask me, man, you know what I'm saying?
The most toned that I
But
ever
never
was,
forget, when you're alone in your room and the lights go off, I could bust right out that closet right behind you, brother. Boom! No, that's what I used to do that a lot. It was not cool. I really shouldn't. Really shouldn't. We've done stuff, but this thing is though, it's like that sibling rivalry is it's just natural, you know what I mean? For everybody that watches this, and I hope that you can, you know, shed light on it too. If you really do feel like you got PTSD, be honest, all right? But I would like to say that a lot of that, you know, the back and forth, you know what I mean, the dynamic of our relationship, dude. At the end of the day, I will say, yeah, I picked on you a lot, you know what I mean, I picked on you a lot, like a big brother did. But I mean, let me ask you this: did you feel like I had your back? Because that's important, you know what I mean. Like I always tried to defend you. Remember Marco? You know what I mean? Remember when I punched that kid?
You were gonna
Remember when I punched that kid? There was this little Mexican kid that used to pick on my brother. He thought he was this real gangster, bro. He used to talk all black.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, he used to be like, "Yo, don't talk to me like that, son." You know what I mean? Yeah, dude is in like what 4th, 5th grade. He'd be like, "Yo, don't talk to me like that, son." You know what I mean? Don't talk to me. And then whenever I would show up, he would like back up and be like, "Yeah, you ain't gonna do nothing when your brother ain't around." I was like, "No, you not." Exactly, dude. That little kid tried to pick on you a lot, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was always glad that you were there. You know, that we went to the same school like once or twice in our life, and you know, same bus stop, and then all that. I think the hardest part about, you know, the trio was when you were gone. You know, because you were at ECU and it was just me and mommy, and then, you know, we all moved to Virginia and you were doing your stuff there, and it was still just me and mommy. And like you would come in. You would be around, which I always appreciated, but you know, I felt like at that point in our lives, it was a lot harder because I was in high school, and you were out of college, and you were like actually doing things. It was like, you know,
man, I was just working at that warehouse, bro. I wasn't doing nothing. Okay, let me tell you what my day was. I would go to that warehouse at 6 a.m. just like you, okay, and then I would leave. And mommy doesn't know this, but I would smoke a lot of weed before coming home. So that's what I would do. Actually, she did know, because I'd walk in the house smelling like straight weed, like all the time. It was bad. It was my little rebellious stage I was in, but it's
yeah. I mean, we all had that. I mean, but you know, I just think, you know, not to say that it was like, oh my God, I needed you there, but it was just like, you know, I always think about like the hardest point, at least in terms of our family, that I always dealt with was. You were gone, and mommy and I were butting heads a lot because I was a senior in high school who, you know, thought that his stuff didn't stink.
This shit doesn't stink, baby. You know what I mean? You can say shit. That's all right. That's okay. Only person that's gonna complain is mommy, and she's watching. Hey, whatever. We'll see you in a month. So,
so it was just like, you know, but I mean, other than that, yeah. I mean, you've always.
But you know, I'll say, let's go back to that, because you don't necessarily. I hear it in your voice. You know what I mean? Like, and we all went through that, because remember, you would watch me. I remember me and mommy. We had our things too. Like, I think it's a natural part of when you get older. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just start to feel like you know stuff. You know what I mean? And then your parent is still trying to guide you, and they have your best interests. You know what I'm saying? But you're just so caught up in, I want to do things my way. You know what I'm saying? And it's not anybody's like fault. You know what I'm saying? That's just where you are in life. You know what I mean? And I look back on that time, like, you know, especially when I was, you know, getting mad at mommy and stuff. And then when she threw me down the stairs at one time, that was kind of crazy. But
Man, you think that was crazy? Remember when you framed me for having the window open and I got the heat for that?
Okay, all right, that's fine. I did do that, all right. But also, you framed me.
I will never forget.
That's why I bring up these dishes, though, because you frame me like almost every other night. Because our mother gave us a schedule for dishes, and somehow, some way, his day never showed up. Like every time she asked about him, he'd be like, "It's DJ's day," and then I would have to do it. All right, so I'm just saying, we were a very troubled children. You know what I'm saying? It was, and you know what? I apologize for that, man, because I cost us a trip to Six Flags, which we were looking forward to. All right?
We were supposed to go that day. We were ready, and she was like, "Yo, tell me who left the window open, and we'll leave right now."
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't me. Shaggy. Like, what?
It was a combination of things, okay? It was, no, two things happened that day. I remember this story very well. So we were supposed to, like I said, we had a Six Flags trip planned, all right? And before the window thing happened, I had already gotten in trouble for, I remember when we took the trash out, and then I drank one soda, the last soda in the fridge, and I put it in the newly changed trash can. And my mother goes, and our mother is like, okay, first of all, I'm the only one that drank soda. You couldn't drink it. Like, it was like, you couldn't drink the soda or whatever. Like, so I was the only one drinking the sodas all the time. And so I drank the one, I put it in the trash can, and she was like, I know this was you who drank it. And I was like, nah. She was like, you're the only one who does it, and there's only one soda in the can. I would literally looked at her right in her eyes and was like, I don't know where that soda came from. And she was like, the one Sprite that was in there, you don't know where it came from? And then I got in trouble. So then when the window thing happened, I didn't necessarily I didn't say it was you. What I did was not incriminate myself, which was because I didn't want to get in trouble twice that day.
I got dragged, literally, because of you. I thought I was about to go down the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but that was nothing compared to what she did to me when she found out the truth. All right. Remember, we both had different times where I had to sleep in that hallway with the stairs in it. You know what I mean? So that was. Remember, she made you do that, and then she made me do that after getting the dragon. Because not only did I lie about the soda, I lied about the thing, and she just didn't want to look at my face anymore. So, and then that.
I remember.
Yeah.
When I forget what I did, but I did something that made her so mad that she was threatening to put me out, and you stuck up for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was always going to be one of my favorites.
We were boys, man. That's what it was. We were boys. Now listen, I know because this is not a this is not a show where we're trying to make our mother feel bad at all. We were very mischievous children. All right, we were definitely pushing our boundaries all the time.
I remember. I think probably the worst thing, but also the funniest thing to me. Again, going back to the whole pyro situation, I was in middle school. This was one of those times where I thought you were my boy, and you definitely sold me out. I remember lighting the toilet paper on fire, and then throwing it away in the trash can.
And then letting the trash can on fire.
I was like, yo, if she asks, it wasn't me. And you were like, well, it wasn't me. And then, because it was a bathroom downstairs, and she usually would come home, go upstairs to her bathroom. So I was like, man, we'll be fine. She'll never use this bathroom anyway. This just so happens to be the one day where she could not hold it, goes to use that bathroom, smells the fire, looks in the trash can, comes out. It was like, what is this? And I was like, I don't know. And then she looks at you, and you're like, yeah, no, he did that. And I was like, bro.
Look, man. Hey, every man for himself is sometimes, man. Don't look at me, man. We both did it. All right. Remember when the turtle died? You looked right at me, bro. You were like, oh yeah, yeah. See exactly. Oh, he threw me right in the same river we threw the other turtle in the next day. All right, throw hands down, dude. He did not give me any. He was like, dude, you should have known because you should have known not to put that turtle in the hot water. I remember, bro. All right, we had.
Yeah, because I noticed it. I was like, yo, why is Raphael not moving?
After I consoled you over your dead fish, all right? You came to me, you cried, all right? I held you like a brother, okay? Exactly.
The dead fish came after We lost our turtles, actually.
Oh man. Well, either way, I had you back. All right, I had you back on the fish. I did not have
Yo,
you back
I was
on the.
underneath the bed crying because of that fish.
Yeah,
Yo.
you really did miss that fish, man. I'm sorry. It was a bad time. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that comes with that's our childhood, bro. We were we had each other's back outside the house. That's the thing. Outside the house though, like at any time, man, you're not supposed to fuck with my brother. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of the moral of that situation, no matter how, things weird. Because that's what every sibling does. You know what I mean? Every sibling is going to try to, get out of a situation. And then, hey, if my other sibling's here, hey, I mean,
Like when you broke my tooth because we were both playing with antenna.
Okay, all right. Jesus Christ, broke the tooth thing. I told you to move. All right, that was not my. That was not my.
No,
fault.
you didn't tell me to move. We were both playing with an antenna.
Yes.
You wanted it. I wanted it. You were like, you know what? Fine, take it.
Yeah.
And boom, right there. Whole tooth.
Well, let me ask you this. Was that worse than the time you took the key out of the ignition while we were on the highway?
Listen,
while I was driving a car on the highway, all right?
We don't talk about that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we don't talk about the time you were trying to murder us both by taking my car keys out of the ignition on a highway, all right? That was...
What do you me? I have no idea. What are you talking about?
Oh man, this is great, dude. This is I thank you so much for this conversation, bro. I hope that I hope you felt like we got something out of it, man. Like I said, I didn't want to recreate any trauma or anything like that. I just wanted to get a good chance to talk to you and stuff like that, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it was great to be here, honestly. You know,
did you have fun?
A little trip down memory lane, as well as getting to be, just this passing piece in your current life. It's
man,
an honor, like I said earlier.
Oh well, I'm always thankful for my guests, dude. I like to give them the chance to share their piece, especially people that know me, man. Like me, like hey, I love people who watch this, man. You guys watching, hey, look, like I say, you know what I mean. We grew up. You make mistakes, you do weird things, but your siblings, your family, those are the people that are gonna love you, regardless, of who you are and what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your family. You know what I mean? So before we leave, I always give my guests a chance to leave the viewers with some sort of wisdom stuff. Actually, do we have comments, James? Do we have any comments at all?
I haven't been checking comments today. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's all right. No, we sometimes we have comments and stuff. I'll go back and look at them later, man. But in the meantime, like I said, man, my guest always gets a chance to share a little bit of wisdom, say some last little piece that they want to the people watching. That way they can take home something, man. Just what's on your mind. What would you like people to know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm no prophet. I'm not prolific in any way, shape, or form, but I guess the one thing that I always try to impart to people is something that means a lot to me, which is time is finite. Time is short. Even though life is the longest thing we do, it also goes by just like that. And a wise woman, a really close friend of mine, once kind of sat me down and had a conversation saying, you make the time for the people that you care the most about. And that's always something that I like to share onto other people. Because it's something that I've had to work with. It's something that, you and I have talked about, about making time and really getting down to like sit and have conversations like these, not letting life get so hectic and so busy to the point where we can't come back to one another, despite what's going on, despite what's happening in the world, just finding a way to make that time and to really just sit back and, have that conversation. That's always something that's really been important to me.
Yeah, I like that, man. Yeah, nice. So you guys listen, man, make time for the people that mean the most to you, man. That's a very good piece of information to share with people, bro. And I'm glad that you did that. Again, I'm glad you're here. Tell everybody where to find you. Do whatever plugs you want to do. Social media, any places where your art is, anything you want people to know before you get out of here, and then we will close up shop, man.
Well, I mean, not necessarily just quite yet. I mean, all of my socials, you can follow me on Instagram, I guess, at AtlasTed12. Facebook, I'm Jamin Williams. Don't forget the apostrophe, because that is important.
Yeah, that apostrophe is very important. Yes, please put that apostrophe in there.
AtlasTed12 again on Twitter. I barely use Twitter. I'm more of a lurker. I barely use social media in general. I just kind of lurk. But something that I've made a promise to myself is that I would like to completely rebrand myself come 2021, which means getting way more serious about the music, about the writing, see if I can't get back into acting, because I was doing that a lot before the shutdown happened. And really kind of start promoting myself. So there's going to be kind of a total, maybe not a total wipe, but just essentially starting the slate over again. And we'll get this thing rolling, because I've always looked up to you and how you just always had the passion, the drive to do it, and I've always wanted to do the same thing, just in a different way. And I mean, if you can do it, I don't know what's taking me so long.
No, I appreciate that, bro. I mean, that means a lot, because there's a lot of times, and you can tell James, where I sit here and I go, man, am I really impacting anything or anybody? So just to hear that, when we're doing something that's making a difference is a big thing, man. And to have it come from my brother, it means so much. You know what I mean? So if you guys are at home, if you haven't cried by now, all right, you know what I mean? I'm sure them tears will be on their way. All right, you just saw a real family connection happen here. And
I can sing. My Heart Will Go On from Titanic if we really want to.
Okay, get out of here, bro. You had your time. Okay. No, I'm just playing. He's over here trying to. We do drop music on this podcast, man. So if you decide that you want to play new songs and stuff, if you do, I will open a segment up for you to drop some new music in the future, dude. Like,
yeah, man. Like I said, I'm here. I'm at my piano right now. Just...
Brother trying to. You see how slick he's trying to be? You see, he's trying to play music on it. See, we a family of slick motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You know it, dude. That's what I'm telling you. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, man. You guys know that we are so appreciative. I'm very appreciative of everybody that tunes in, everybody that watches. Even if you don't watch when we're live, if you watch later, if you share it, please share it.
Please share it.
Please follow. All right, follow us. Get on the podcast. Follow People of Comedy. Follow That's How I Feel. Go to YouTube. Follow Dwayne Murphy Jr. Please do it. Please, all right, because this is the dream, this is the goal, this is everything that I want to do in life. Yes, These chairs are so comfortable now, I ain't trying to do nothing else, all right? I'm telling
Glad you like them.
Thank you so much, man. And like I said, man, I'm always happy to have people close to me, different artists, different people like that on here. And I was more than happy to have my brother on to talk and everything like that. So go follow him on his social media. You guys will be able to connect to him through this video and everything like that. And then we'll share more work and everything. And you know what, man? I think that really says it all, man. Again, Jamin, I love you, brother. You know what I mean? I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'll see you in a couple weeks. So we will be all getting drunk as a family for the first time at Christmas. I can't wait for that. A lot of secrets going to come out. We should do a podcast on that, to be honest.
I don't know about getting drunk. I'm going to have me a drink or two.
All right. Okay.
That's probably the smart
I've never
move.
been drunk before.
Oh yeah. Well, you drink weird stuff though. You drink like wine coolers and all that stuff. That's
How's that weird nowadays? People are drinking Truly and shit.
Yeah, do you drink Truly though? You drink Truly?
Ew, no, I don't.
See, I told you, man. See, I'll tell you.
Maybe it is a little weird then. I don't know.
Nah, man, I love you, dude, and I'm saying, man, don't anybody mess with you, man, because I'll get a ticket. I don't bought bus tickets and been like, I'm coming to Baltimore now, and then he's like, please don't show up. All right, please don't show up and fight everybody that's around me. So but you know what I mean. I'm always there for my brother, dude. And so be there for your family, be there for your brother, and like he said, man, make time for the people that are important to you. All right. With that being said, we've gone on a little bit longer than we were supposed to, but I'm very glad that we got to connect and stuff like that. It was definitely worth it. We'll be back here possibly next week. We'll try to do a couple more before the holidays, and then I will be, out of your hair for a couple weeks, man. Let you guys sort of process stuff for the new year. So with that all being said, thank y'all again for watching. I'm going to end here by saying our favorite line.
Hell yeah.
We can't all be perfect, but we can be people.
That's right.
All right? So you guys get out there and stay up. You know what I mean? 100.
I'm like him.
Said assalamu alaikum. Look at that. My brother just always smooth, man. You know what I mean? Like smooth as hell.